All right, so I'm here at Super School number 19 in IPS, and we're going to look at how to plant garlic. And so for each of our schools, when we deliver your garlic, you're going to have these instructions on how to do it, but I'm going to give you some visual tips on that today. So you may have a full head of garlic, or you may have just a few cloves. And you'll notice here, what do you all see coming down off the bottom here?
Hay.
It looks like hay. They're dried roots. That's right. They're dried roots. And then there's this pointy bit here. What do you think that was?
The top of it is.
Yeah, it was the stalk, the stem. That's right. It's been cut off at the stem. And so in a full head of garlic, there's multiple cloves. So we're going to break up the cloves to plant each individual clove. And a full head of garlic will grow from each individual clove that we plant. So which direction do you think, how am I going to put this? How am I going to orient it in the soil?
Upside down, forward, like looking up.
With
Pointing
what part pointing up?
Where that little thing at the top. Yeah.
The pointy tip, that's right. We want the pointy tip pointing up because down here is where we saw the roots on the head, and that's where the roots are going to grow from each individual clove. So when we plant our individual clove, again, we want the pointy end going up and the flat end where the roots were growing down. And we want to bury this about 3 inches deep because each clove of garlic is roughly about an inch. And when we plant any type of seed, which this clove of garlic is serving as the seed for the garlic, we want it to be 3 times as deep in the soil as the size of the seed. So when we found that little radish seed before, it was super tiny. It doesn't need much soil on top. So when we're planting the garlic, you can just use your hand to make a little hole. And again, you want it to go down about 3 inches. And then you're going to put the flat end in the hole with the pointy end poking up and kind of nestle it in and then cover it back up. And we've already put a little bit of mulch down on top of this. We'll put a little bit of more mulch on top of the garlic to give it a little extra protection. And then you want to make sure you have about a 6-inch circumference around each clove of garlic. So you could use your planting string and measure, or you could just take a nice full span of your hand from thumb to finger and make sure that your next clove is about 6 inches from the one that you planted, and space them out in the bed. And that's how you plant your garlic.